I am continuing my reading. What I'm doing in this series is to read through the entire standard works of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This consists of the Bible, the Book of Mormon, the Doctrine and Covenants, and the Pearl of Great Price. I am reading in a chronological order of events, not according to publication or volume, so I will be skipping around a bit as I move along. Now we continue reading in Ezekiel. This will be chapter 28. We are still in the 11th year. So this is the year that Jerusalem is destroyed and Zedekiah is taken captive into Babylon. We have been reading for the last two chapters have been all about the city of Tyrus or Tyre. And we will continue this now in chapter 28. The word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, Thus saith the Lord God, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a God, I sit in the seat of God in the midst of the seas. Yet thou art a man, and not God. Though thou set thine heart as the heart of God, behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee. With thy wisdom and with thine understanding thou hast gotten thee riches, and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures. By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches, and thine heart is lifted up because of thy riches. Therefore thus saith the Lord God, because thou hast set thine heart as the heart of God, behold, therefore I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness. They shall bring thee down to the pit, and thou shalt die the deaths of them that are slain in the midst of the seas. Wilt thou yet say before him that slayeth thee, I am God? For thou shalt be a man and no God in the hand of him that slayeth thee. Thou shalt die the deaths of the uncircumcised by the hand of strangers. For I have spoken it, saith the Lord God. So here we have, remember, Tyre or Tyrus is a massive trading empire. And they're getting a little boastful, a little prideful, and saying that they are the god of the seas. And because of this pride, they're going to be destroyed. It's like, you think you're a god, but after I destroy you, will you still think that? Will you still be that prideful to think that you can call yourself equal to me? That's what God's saying, basically. Verse 11. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, take up a lamentation upon the king of Tyrus, and say unto him, Thus saith the Lord God, Thou sealest up the sum full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. Thou hast been in Eden, the garden of God. Every precious stone was thy covering, the sardius, topaz, and the diamond, the beryl, the onyx, and the jasper, the sapphire, the emerald, and the carbuncle, and gold. The workmanship of thy tabrets and of thy pipes was prepared in thee in the day that thou wast created. Thou art the anointed cherub that covereth, and I have set thee so. Thou wast upon the holy mountain of God. Thou hast walked up and down in the midst of the stones of fire. Thou wast perfect in thy ways from the day that thou wast created, till iniquity was found in thee. By the multitude of thy merchandise they have filled the midst of thee with violence, and thou hast sinned. Therefore I will cast thee as profane out of the mountain of God, and I will destroy thee, O covering cherub, from the midst of the stones of fire. Thine heart was lifted up because of thy beauty. Thou hast corrupted thy wisdom by reason of thy brightness. I will cast thee to the ground. I will lay thee before kings, that they may behold thee. Thou hast defiled thy sanctuaries by the multitude of thine iniquities, by the iniquity of thy traffic. Therefore will I bring forth a fire from the midst of thee. It shall devour thee, and I will bring thee to ashes upon the earth in the sight of all them that behold thee. All they that know thee among the people shall be astonished at thee. Thou shalt be a terror, and never shalt thou be any more. When it says the iniquity of thy traffic, this is the trade, the merchants and all that. But when it says here, thou hast been in Eden, the garden of God, this is not to be taken literally. This is a metaphorical idiom saying that Tyrus has been like Eden, or is comparable to Eden in its wealth and glory and grandeur. And even though it was brought into this great state, they became prideful and wicked, and so God's going to now destroy them. As I said, they were as wise as Daniel, or more wise than Daniel, in being able to establish this trading empire. But they lost their wisdom when they became proud and arrogant. Verse 20. Again the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Sidon, and prophesy against it, and say, Thus saith the Lord God, Behold, I am against thee, O Sidon, and I will be glorified in the midst of thee, and they shall know that I am the Lord, when I shall have executed judgments in her, and shall be sanctified in her. For I will send into her pestilence and blood into her streets, and the wounded shall be judged in the midst of her by the sword upon her on every side. And they shall know that I am the Lord. And there shall be no more a pricking briar unto the house of Israel, nor any grieving thorn of all that are round about them, that despise them. And they shall know that I am the Lord God. Thus saith the Lord God, When I shall have gathered the house of Israel from the people among whom they are scattered, and shall be sanctified in them in the sight of the heathen, then shall they dwell in their land that I have given to my servant Jacob, and they shall dwell safely therein, and shall build houses and plant vineyards, yea, they shall dwell with confidence when I have executed judgments upon all those that despise them round about them, and they shall know that I am the Lord their God. So now we have the gathering of Israel in the last days. And note here that Sidon is going to be destroyed because they're wicked, but also because in the last days, all the land that was originally given to Jacob will be restored to Israel. Remember that when Israel came in and they conquered under Joshua, they didn't conquer everything, because they were supposed to conquer the land of the Philistines, as well as Tyre and Sidon. Those two cities were given, I believe, to either Naphtali or Asher as part of their inheritance, but they never conquered them. They never took that land. And in the last days, that land will once more, or finally, be given to Israel. So Israel is not going to just be restored to its ancient borders, because its ancient borders are not the limit of what God gave them. They are going to be restored to all the land that was promised them. And that goes all the way to the Euphrates River and all the way to the Mediterranean. All of that land was given to Jacob by God, and it will be given to Israel in the end. We are going to be turning to Obadiah next. I will leave this here, and we will see you there.